All right, today we are learning about note names in Treble Clef, but first we need to learn about the staff. You can see two staves on the screen here, made up of 5 lines and the 4 spaces in between them. When it comes to talking about the lines and spaces, we start on the bottom and go to the top. So this is the first line, and then we go up from there. There's second, there's the third, the fourth, and the 5th line. And then the spaces in between, we got our first space, second, third, and 4th spaces. This note would be on the 3rd line. This note is on the 1st space, the 4th line, the 5th line, the 3rd space. So we need to talk about the treble clef. Computers make treble clefs super awesome, so we don't need to really think about it. But if you ever need to draw one, we're going to start with a J below the staff, go straight line all the way up through, going to swoop to the right, cross at the 4th line, keep swooping, hit the bottom line, curling around, going to curl up to the 3rd line, and then down to the 2nd line-ish. Okay, so here again, we've got that J all the way up, cross at the 4th, touch the bottom line, touch the 3rd line, kind of curl in. Now, as we go through, you're going to see I'm going to get pretty fast with these. This is where computers can be useful, making them nice and clean for us. Notes are named using the musical alphabet. The musical alphabet is just like the regular alphabet, except for it only uses the first 7 letters. So A, B, D, C, E, F, G. There's other notes in there, but for right now, we just need to worry about these 7, A through G. To remember the lines in treble clef, we can use a mnemonic device. The most common one that you hear musicians and teachers use is every good boy does fine. That's because the bottom line is E for every, 2nd line is G for good, 3rd line is B, boy, 4th line is D, does, and the 5th line is F for fine. When I was in elementary school, I was taught empty garbage before dad flips. You could also use Elvis guitar broke down Friday or elephants get big dirty feet. No matter how you do it, it should be E, G, B, D, F from bottom to top. Similarly, we can use a mnemonic device to remember the spaces in treble clef. This mnemonic device is the word face. In the spaces, they spell the word face. First space is F, 2nd space is E, 3rd space is C, 4th space is E. Another way we can look at this is we can go from the treble clef itself. So another name for the treble clef is the G clef. And it's called the G clef because of this right here. You can kind of see it looks like a G if you kind of turn your head a little bit. That's because this 2nd line is G, so it's going around the G there. And then if you just use the musical alphabet, you can go down and up from there. So in the real alphabet, before G comes F, before F comes E, and those are the lines, the space and line below it. And then going the other way, G, after G in the musical alphabet, we loop back to A, then we've got a B, C in the space, D on the line, E on a space, F on a line. So going from that G for G clef over here, we can go up using the musical alphabet or going backwards to the musical alphabet going down. So let's do some practice examples. In our first example here, we've got a note in the 2nd space. Remembering the mnemonic device that the spaces spell face, we can check here F and then A. So this note is an A. Our second example is on the 2nd line. If I use empty garbage before dad flips, our first line is E for empty. Our 2nd is G for garbage. Remember, we can also do every good boy does fine. So E for every, G for good on the 2nd line there. Our third example here is on the top space. Let's use the other way. We're going to remember that our 2nd line is G because our treble clef over here circles the G. Right, so we're going to go G, and we're just going to go one each way. So we got G, A, B, C, D. So that means this space is E. All right, let's do the same thing for our last example here, fourth line. If this is our G, we go up A, B, C, so this one's D. All right, quick review. The 5 lines and spaces are called a staff. More than one are called staves. On the left, you see a treble clef. It's also known as a G clef. Our musical alphabet uses the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A through G. And our lines can be remembered with every good boy does fine for E, G, B, D, F on the lines, or our spaces can be face, F, A, C, E. Thanks for watching.